Hello and welcome back to Coca-Cola. Time for race number 4 of the Coke Vanilla Cup Series Season 4. What a magical number. And it's time for the Who Plowed 500. Yesterday we had some plows. Today we're hoping for not so much. If you saw qualifying, you know that the front row today is Preston Plowed and Sky Commons. Sky Commons getting himself a spot in the Bud shootout for next season. Troy King and Gene Sanford make up row number 2. Ashley Brock, Mary Shelley, row 3. Eric Powers, Jim Casella in row 4, and Dylan Thoreau and Steve Pollard in row number 5. A lot of our top guys in the points starting towards the back because they had to get in on Provos. Tom Shelley and Charles Sanford, the top 2 in points, start in the 19th row in on Provos. The points coming in, Tom Shelley with a 13-point lead over Charles Sanford and Troy King. Here comes the command.
Drivers, start your engines!
And for like the umpteenth time this season already, Brendan Patterson starts on the final row in on his points. But the rest, continuing on, Ashley LaPlante, 15 points back, 4th in points. She also had to go back on Provost today. Jeff James, 5th in points, is 21 points back. He's in on points. Gene Sanford is tied with Jeff at 21 points back, 392. Dylan Young, 29 points back in 7th. Henry Powers, Brennan Patterson, Amy Shelley, the top 10 in points coming in. Gonna carry some onboards here today. Starting with the 45 of Tom Shelley carrying the Dodge onboard. Charles Sanford will carry the Chevy onboard. Troy King, the Ford onboard. Ashley LaPlante will carry the Singular Wireless onboard. Jeff James, the Aaron's onboard camera. Gene Sanford, the Domino's onboard camera. Dylan Young will carry the Budweiser onboard camera. And Henry Powers will be carrying the City Financial onboard camera here today, getting them all over the field, anywhere from the front to the mid to the rear of the field. A spectacular field set up here. A lot of guys who are deep in the points looking for a great run here today. There were a lot of high guys in points that were not in this race and in the D&Q race a few days ago. That race run on the day where the Hooters Series was in Cleveland to avoid any problems with the scheduling here. But the green flag is out. We are underway for 20 laps at Coca-Cola. Duncan quickly makes him, wasting no time to get to the inside line. Ashley Brock getting kicked up to the high side. Tried to block Casella, thought better of it. Meanwhile, Gene Sanford already going for the race lead down the back straightaway. Mary Shelley makes it 3 wide. Pollard's going to dip low there. They're a very crunched 3 wide almost there. Sky Commons able to get out in front. Mary Shelley into 2nd. 2:34 already as they're coming down the front straightaway to complete lap 1. Sky Commons leads it. Washer at the back of the pack, just hanging around. Nova, one of our the guys to get in on speed, hanging back here. So is Charles Sanford. Oh, Kazuyoshi, they're spinning, they're wrecking already. Huge wreck, Plord's in it. Hard to tell through the smoke. Kyle Collins, still wrecking. Oh my God, huge wreck. Thoreau, Washer, Shelton. Kazuyoshi's in it. Matthews coming through the smoke. Eric and Rage. Matt Dixon. Ben Neuwirth involved. Robert Pollard. Shelton now smoking. DJ Curtis leads under the caution. Preston Plowed involved. Matt Dixon, Washer. Ashley Brock, Matthew Marias, Matthews, Mason Powers. Brennan Patterson, 9th in points coming in. Kazuyoshi, looks like Jim Casella's got damage. Yes, he does. The right side of his car caved in a little bit. Eric and Rage is on pit road. Who else has damage? Ashley LaPlante. Hard to tell on Henry Sanford. As field comes through, they're not going to get stacked up this time. Kyle Collins has damage. It's still so hard to tell. It looks like Tom Shelley, Henry Sanford are okay. And it's starting at the back actually helped the 05. He's up to 16th already. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look back at what happened here to bring out the caution. Troy King's involved, 3rd in points. And we're back trying to look at what happened here. So you see these guys are about 4 wide. And Henry Power's going to slide up into Kyle Collins, up the track into Jim Casella. Plowed there. There's Troy King getting his damage. Robert Pollard actually gets spun behind this. So let's take a look at that part of the incident. Henry Powers, extremely lucky. Oh my. Oh, and that's the third part of this wreck. Jim Casella getting turned. Oh, Sanford actually is involved in the 05. Saves it, though. Boy, if Henry Sanford wasn't in it, just barely. Eric and Rage flying through the air. Now we still have the part with Kazuyoshi to look at, and this was spectacular. Because the 4 wide didn't work. How on earth was 5 wide going to work? I mean, just look at this. Wilhoit, Neal, Taylor, Kazuyoshi, LaPlante. 5 wide at Coca-Cola. Just no wonder that one didn't work. As Kazuyoshi just gets turned down to the inside wall. Tried to keep it off, but I mean, got locked up back down there, and it's just hard to miss anything. Let's go ahead and take some onboard cameras of the wreck as people try to get through it. Onboard the points leader. Both wrecks kind of started simultaneously, though. The points leader gets through it. Sanford was just hanging around the back a little bit when this happened. Oh, so lucky. Troy King was not as lucky as our other 2. For our final onboard, we'll ride on board the Aaron's Dream Machine of Jeff James. Jeff made it through all that! How? Awesome driving by Jeff James. Great job. And we are back to the live action field. Just got the one to go here on lap number 6. Leading the field, a couple of Curtises. DJ in the lead, and Ash Curtis is in second. William Duncan is third. Zach Kreller, Mary and Amy Shelley 5th and 6th. Axel Casella, Steve Pollard, Sky Commons, our pole sitters, runs 9th. Sam Young in 10th. Then Ali Nelson, Momo Akari, Gene Sanford, Henry Powers, Jeff James, Charles Sanford, Eric Powers, Mason Neal, Tristan Wilhoit, Cosmic Nova, the top 20. Then Dylan Young, Kyle Collins, Ish Taylor, Tom Shelley, Henry Sanford, Ashley LaPlante, Hiroshi Kazuyoshi, Kyle Matthews, Matt Dixon, Chris Washer, Troy King, Jim Casella, Mason Powers, Preston Plowed, and Ashley Brock. Those that are out of the race after that wreck, you look at Brendan Patterson, Matthew Morais, Robert Pollard, Dylan Thoreau, Jessica Shelton, Ben Neuwirth, and Eric Enrage. Definitely not what some of these guys towards the bottom of the top 42 wanted. Most of those actually are guys who came in this race pretty much close to a bubble, essentially. I mean, Thoreau had people ahead of him in points that missed this race. The only one really that wasn't was Brendan Patterson. Green flag is out. We are back to racing, though, with 6 laps complete here at Coca-Cola. How quickly till DJ Curtis goes to the race lead. That did not take long. Duncan goes out with him. Ash Curtis desperate for points. He comes into this race 58th in the points. So too does the team. They need 5 bonus points desperately. They had a terrible showing after a great run. They had a great car at California. Were not able to get the finish that they deserved, though. Amy Shelley inside of Duncan, 3 wide down the back straightaway. And that's going to allow Ash Curtis to pull out in front. When he makes the races, he's good. Amy Shelley to second. Axel Casella third. Steve Pollard fourth. Look at all the underfundeds up here on the inside line. Amy Shelley goes for the race lead. Who's going to get at the line? Give the bonus points to Ash Curtis and the 78 team. Shelley trying to reclaim the points lead that she had to begin. She lost after California because she DNQ'd. Steve Pollard now going to second. Sky Commons on his inside. Axel Casella trying to figure out where he wants to go and help. Now Sky Commons lets the inside line open for Sam Young. Time to check out who's off the pace. You have Washer, Nova, Plord, Casella, Powers, Brock, Kane, Dixon, Kazuyoshi. Collins is off the pace. LaPlante's lost the draft. So too is Matthews, Sanford, and Powers is maybe hanging on. Then you look at Neil and Tom Shelley at the back of the lead draft. Maybe a strategy there for those two. I don't remember them having damage. As the battle for second now is the Bill Davis teammates and Henry Powers. And the Squishy Mobile is coming up to the inside line. You see the 05 there, 4th on that inside line, 5th really when you include the leader. But the leader is able to run whatever line she wants. Jeff James trying to help Henry Powers get to second. Sky Commons back in the line now. Henry Powers has a win this season now, looking for his second that would literally clinch him into the chase. Jeff James now goes to the inside. He's won once of each of the first 3 seasons. Be interesting to see him keep the trend going here with a win today. As looks like Jeff's going to be able to get to the back bumper of the 89 now. At least if Sanford doesn't make a move on him. Here comes Steve Pollard. Ish Taylor with help. DJ Curtis back up on the inside line now. And Sanford makes the move inside the 00. No one really able to touch the 89 right now. Has led a few laps out there. Normally getting a lead is not very good at the super speedways because you'll go ahead and fall back real quick. Sanford makes the move and clears the 00 down the back straightaway. Ish Taylor into 4th. That's a team that could use a good run. 36 in the points coming in. Now Jeff James makes the move back to the inside line. Back to the inside of the 00. Here comes Tom Shelley, our points leader. Deciding now is the time to make a move. Kyle Matthews and Henry Sanford trying to get up into this lead draft still. Remember, Sanford actually was not involved in the wreck, but was behind a lot of people that were. As a result, runs back in 23rd right now. Mason Neal now getting past Sky Commons. Ash Curtis going to work his way back up through the field now, it looks like. Sanford, the battle still raging for second. He's back to the inside of Jeff James. As 3 of our top 5 in points are up in this battle. Dylan Young now saying, hey, if you guys aren't going to try and chase down the 89, I'll try to. Let me get into second. Here comes Will Hoyt now. As they're 3x3 back there just behind this battle. Now Dylan Young's going to be able to clear the 05. Kreller goes inside of Tristan Wilhoit, makes it 3 wide for third. Contact between the 20 and 21. As Dylan Young now clears this battle, we'll try and chase down the 89 of Amy Shelley. Wilhoit in the middle with pretty much no help. And Dylan Young took an outside line there, losing ground now to the 89. Sanford to his inside. So, oh my gosh, this is not looking good for these guys. Matthews has kind of caught these guys, but Sanford there has not, the 15. I heard wrecking. Duncan's in the wall. Casella, oh my god, Wilhoit. The plowing is real now. Jeff James involved. Huge wreck. And that brings out caution with just a few to go. Sanford looking for 5 bonus points, peeking to the inside of the 89. They will get a restart here that will not include an official green-white checker double file restart. Caution is out. Amy Shelley is your leader. But a huge wreck. Preston Plowed involved. Troy King again. Brock, Powers, Collins, Wilhoit, Dixon, Casella. Jeff James I saw nearby. Tom Shelley with a lot of damage. LaPlante. At least the only LaPlante in the field. Duncan involved. Huge wreck. Kazuyoshi's involved. Powers got involved again. Not a good race for him, but I mean, he just needed to make a race, so this was a good showing for them to at least be out here. Not going to be the finish that they probably deserved or would have liked to have gotten, but trouble striking the 16 pretty much all day. And he is going to lose a lap here. Let's go ahead and take a look back at what happened. So we're looking here around the battle for 10th and Jeff James' car. Watch Wilhoit. Casella moves up the track into Wilhoit. Nowhere for him to go. William Duncan does an awesome job saving this. Tom Shelley there. And the problem is when these guys slide down the track right for where these guys are coming. There you see Eric Powers. There's Kyle Collins, Ashley LaPlante. Plowed gets into this. So too does Troy King. Powers. There's Ashley Brock. Kazuyoshi comes along. Dixon's going to hit Ashley Brock. A lot of guys involved. Jim Cassell actually gets through this because of how far back he was. So too did Cosmic Nova and Chris Washer. Let's go ahead and take some onboards because we do have some onboards that are in the area. Onboard Jeff James. He's had a good view of some of these wrecks today. Oh my god! Ashley Brock nearly got him. The only other onboard we will take in this one is that of Tom Shelley. Just no warning there. We got a majorly smaller field here now than we did earlier. Here are the cars that are still running as we will have essentially a green-white checkered. Amy Shelley is your leader, then it's Charles Sanford, Dylan Young, Momo Akari, Zach Kreller, Gene Sanford, Ash Curtis, a spectacular run in the top 10, Steve Pollard, Ish Taylor, Allie Nelson, Mason Neal, DJ Curtis, Henry Powers, Sky Commons, Henry Sanford, Sam Young, Kyle Matthews, Mary Shelley, William Duncan, Jeff James, Jim Costello, Cosmic Nova, and Chris Washer. Those out of the race now are Matt Dixon, Ashley Brock, Tristan Wilhoit, Kyle Collins, Eric Powers, Preston Plowed, Troy King, Axel Costello, Tom Shelley, Ashley LaPlante, Hiroshi Kazuyoshi, and Mason Powers. So we'll have 23 cars still running when we take the green flag with 2 to go. Hopefully they stay green so we don't have to worry about green-white checking in a smaller field than we already have. A lot of these guys that were just looking for a good run to get their seasons on track, maybe, gonna get it. Let's see if anyone's got anything for Amy Shelley, or will Amy Shelley be the 4th winner this season? Hits the throttle, she is gone, and we are a go. Kreller makes a quick move inside of Akari for 4th. Sanford's all over the back bumper of Shelley, though. Remember, their Daytona car is actually in Speedway USA. This is not the same car that went to victory lane in the Daytona 500 for this team. Sanford looking for a 2nd Super Speedway win this season. Dylan Young trying to foil it, goes to the inside, not able to get a move done just yet. I was going to say that might be game over if he got inside. Looks like Sanford's trying to wait to the last lap to make his move on Amy Shelley. Down the front straightaway, he's got to make a move at some point. Here comes Dylan Young with help from Momo Akari. That might be all she wrote. Because now Dylan Young's going to have to catch him, or catch her as well. Here comes Akari. Ash Curtis inside the top 5. They will race it back though, no matter what. Gene Sanford up here. Ish Taylor still. Dylan Young now into 2nd. Trying to chase down the Racing for Jesus Dodge of Amy Shelley. Takes an outside line. That's going to be it. The race is going to be for 2nd. Can Gene Sanford get it from Dylan Young? Race to the line all behind Amy Shelley. Amy Shelley wins the Who Plowed 500. Dylan Young comes home 2nd. Sanford 3rd. Ish Taylor 4th. Momo Akari in 5th. And a spectacular run for Furniture Row Racing. They get a 7th with Ash Curtis. Charles Sanford finishes 9th. He should end up being the points leader leaving here. But just at the end of the day, nothing could be done about Amy Shelley up at the front of the field. And the Racing for Jesus Dodge, not only in the All-Star race, but probably going to be in the chase for the Coke Vanilla Cup Series title at the end of the season after 26 races. Amy came into this race 10th in points, going to move up a lot after this one, because she's going to at least overtake Patterson. Who knows who else she's going to overtake. A dominant effort for Amy Shelley. She wins the Who Plowed 500. And I know Steven had a lot of fun with that name. But that will do it for coverage here today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like. Congrats to Amy Shelley and your top 10 here. We didn't quite go through everyone, but I mean, congrats if you finished. Look at the bottom of the results for those who were unable to finish today's race. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.